Good morning. It is indeed a pleasure to welcome you to Valencia and our forum in Homeland Security. I'd like to say special thanks before we start, especially to the National Science Foundation for their support over the years to Valencia and to this endeavor as well. We need to be the best, the very best at research methodologies in protecting our homeland. And to me, Georgia Tech and USF Polytechnic strive on this. They've been doing it for a while, actually. And we need to deliver curriculum to provide training to implement those methodologies. Here comes Valencia, which is where Valencia's strength lies, and of course, a partnership with business and industries, such as Harkcon. Harkcon happy to be with us this time, but many of you will be with us, I hope, in the future as well. Homeland security is our national priority. In the words of Calvin Coolidge, and I quote, "Patriotism is easy to understand in America. It means looking out for yourself by looking out for your country." That is at the heart of why we are all here today.
This is part of a series of forums we're holding in different sectors of the economy, and of course one of the really growing sectors is the Homeland Security sector. So Valencia has a significant role to play in economic development and in human resource development in our community, and it's a natural place to gather this industry, which includes government and the private sector, to discern what the future may hold for us.
A few months ago, John Daly and I were talking about the next forum and started thinking about Homeland Security in general, because our last one was in cybersecurity.
Well, one of the things we recognize in the federal government and TSA in particular is the importance of all elements of the local community in Homeland Security. It's not just the federal government, state and local folks, the private sector, and education system are all critical components to our Homeland Security efforts.
Valencia Community College, Georgia Tech, and University of South Florida Polytechnic all have a different ownership in Homeland Security. Georgia Tech has a very research and development focus. University of South Florida Polytechnic understands the commercial side of the Homeland Defense. And Valencia has an incredible training program and outreach and professional education. All three of those elements have never really come together, and we wanted to bring the three facets to address the future of our security.
It's a work of many years that people are interacting with each other, and they found out that maybe it was about time to have different player in this, Homeland Security aspect, like industry, academia, agencies all together. And that was really the time that now it's time to gather all our information together, all our mission together, vision together, and this is the reason why we put this together, this event.
I think Valencia College has decided that they want to be kind of a focal point of Homeland Security knowledge and education and information, and they have taken the initiative to bring people together to make it happen.
Valencia is the only college in Florida that is approved by the Department of Homeland Security to do TSA credit classes. We're doing it currently at the Orlando airport, and we're going to have some classes next fall for the general public.
Please join me in welcoming Dr. Mathew.
They had the right people here. They did a really good job in that they got together operators, they got together the business interests that are involved all along the chain, and they got together the universities, which can supply both the students and the science and technology to make TSA's mission work better.
If you're going to fight terrorism, which is why I came on board, how can you do it without the universities in tow?
From the government perspective, so those who are running key programs at the Department of Homeland Security that are developing technologies of the future for dealing with cyber threats, dealing with cargo security threats, thinking about the best ways to utilize university expertise all over the country.
Here, I mean, you have full programs on it, which I think is really impressive. And obviously bringing this group together, I think that was amazing. Then you see that you wouldn't have DHS, TSA, and the police forces here if they were not impressed. They wouldn't be here.
Complacency can become the largest challenge that we face. If we start to fall into the sense of lull that we get from Osama bin Laden having been captured and brought to justice, or if we fall into this perception that because security procedures are part of our lives or more difficult to see or more blended into the background, we become less vigilant, we become less a good steward and a good citizen of our world and stop reporting things that seem suspicious. It's absolutely imperative that we don't just share intelligence from the CIA down or from the FBI down, but from the local law enforcement and the citizenry up, so that we have a sense of involvement in our collective threat. And that's what we really face today.